it's Jess. Happy Friday. I'm excited because our rainpocalypse finally ended. It's been ridiculous here, but now it's super sunny, so I'm all bouncy and thought, let's do a video. So I posted on my Facebook asking you guys what you wanted me to talk about. Before I get to that, I want to talk about haircuts for a second because I'm going down to San Francisco on Sunday and I'm going to get my hair cut on Tuesday. Yes, I go to San Francisco to get my hair cut, but I do own a hair company, so I can't just let anybody cut it. That is a 5-hour drive, and it needs to look good all the time, or else people will probably think my products are awful. And the guy that cuts my hair is amazing. So here's one thing that I've learned from having this guy cut my hair. His name is Ron Lee at Elevation. If you live in San Francisco, I highly recommend him. But I was always sort of judgmental, maybe would be the word, or something else with a negative connotation, thinking that the person who cuts my hair has to have curly hair, because it would make some sense. Ron Lee has waist length, straight as heck hair, and he gives me the best haircuts I've ever had. So that's just a lesson that we could all have a little bit more open mind. And he's been doing my hair for a long time. But one thing that I have learned from him, and I mean this in a good way mostly, and I've learned this with other hair stylists as well, if you have a really good relationship with them and you're just sitting there and they're cutting your hair and you're talking and chatting about whatever gossip or whatever was on television last night, you know they're cutting your hair the entire time you're talking. That's how you end up with too much hair on the floor. I've learned that the hard way. So sometimes it's good just to get your little chat fest over with before your haircut, or else you can end up with too short of hair. That has happened with people that I really like, and I've liked the haircut, but it's just a little shorter than I wanted. Because they're cutting the whole time you're talking about whatever gossip. So that's one thing. And I've had to learn, because I don't know if you could tell that I'm really outgoing. And I like to talk to people. So I've had to learn to sort of rein it in and sort of pull it back a little bit when I'm getting my hair cut and watch what's going on, or else you can sort of end up with too much on the floor. So that's something, I'm going to have to watch this video again before my haircut to try to remember all my little lessons, but I'll do another one next week and we can see how it turned out. You can see I need it. It's been since July since I had a trim, and that's kind of a long time. So you can tell it's kind of all grown back out a little one length, and I need to freshen it up a little bit. So we'll see how that, it'll be awesome because Ron, I love him. He's great. So Ron Lee, Elevation, if you live in San Francisco. So great question. It came up on the Facebook today. If you're not a friend of us, fan, whatever it is nowadays on Facebook, go do it because it's a fun little community we've got there. But I didn't write down who wrote the question, I'm sorry. But how to evenly distribute products through really thick hair. And I think that's a problem that comes up for a lot of us with big, thick hair. And there's two things, I have two really quick answers for that. One is that my products are a lot easier to distribute than a lot of other products because of their thinner consistency. That was intentional when I created them, because I've had that same problem. So that you might notice that, the styling products are thinner. They're not sticky, heavy, goopy gels like other products that are more traditional in texture because of that. Because you would get a big old clump of it over here, that'd be all crunchy later in the day, and then not enough over here, and it'll be all puffy and frizzy later in the day. And so if you look for products, or you probably don't need to look anymore because you found Jessicurl, but the thinner in consistency helps evenly distribute it. And then applying your products to soaking wet hair. I really can't overstate how much of a difference that makes in even distribution as well as frizz control for later on, because when you think about what frizz is, it's individual little hairs that have escaped from the pack, right? And when your hair is soaking wet, it's not frizzy. So you want to get that product in there when it's least likely to frizz, and then it's going to keep it from frizzing later. So that's a tip that solves lots of problems. We didn't even ask about frizz. So applying your products to soaking wet hair. And I mean soaking wet. I don't mean wait 10 minutes. I mean like I keep my styling products in the shower. As soon as that shower gets turned off, I'm putting that product in there. Like no wringing out, no scrunching, nothing. And how I get my even, let me put my note down, how I get my even distribution is I do it upside down for one thing. So I rinse upside down because I like to get as much volume as I can, and that's one way to get it. And take your products, so I start with rock and ringlets, and then I do Confident Coils second. But put it in your hand and rake it through. I don't want to go upside down right now. And if I rake my hands through my hair, I'm going to pull out all the curl. It's going to be all frizzy. I'm going to see Annie tonight at the play, and I don't want my hair to be all messed up, so I'm not going to do it. But if you rub your hands together and rake it through, what you're doing is you're creating the curl, but you're evenly applying it because it's coming through evenly. You're not kind of glopping it all in. So that's why the first handful should be raked through, and then you can start scrunching to scrunch it up. So hopefully that helps. And then my last thing is we have a lot of wholesale accounts where they buy from us. You could go in the store and buy it. We're constantly updating our store locator page. And I know shipping is an issue. The cost of shipping is very high for everybody, for everything, and I'm not a fan of it either. It's a necessary evil in our world, but we're constantly trying to get more stores, beauty supply stores, salons, where you can just go in and buy Jessicurl. So, for one thing, if you have one that you want us to offer it at, let us know, please. But the other thing is that when we do get new accounts, we're updating the store locator page on the website. So keep your eye on that, just because when you checked it a year ago, we might not have had a store in your town. We might now. Because guess where we have a new place? Nigeria. Straight up. We've had 4 reorders from them in Nigeria. It's so cool. So all over the world you can find Jessicurl. So please go check it out. See if there's somewhere near you, because you could just walk right in, buy what you want, save on shipping. It's a win-win. Okay, I think I've been dorky enough for one day. So I'll come back and do a follow-up next week with my presumably awesome haircut. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.